James here from the Gator Nation Football Podcast with a film breakdown of Florida State versus Florida. As always, if you like this content, sub to this channel, follow us on social media, drop us a dono supporting our efforts to bring you more film reviews in the future, and as always, check out the podcast each and every Monday where you can get in-depth analysis on the Florida Gators. A few people have asked in this very channel, where is that podcast? It is anywhere you listen to podcasts. It's called the Gator Nation Football Podcast, much like this film review. You should be able to find it quite simply. We spent this week talking a lot, obviously, about the hire of Billy Napier, as well as the other news around college football, Lincoln Riley. We missed Brian Kelly due to publish date, but what a wild time to be a college football fan. Without further ado, let's look at the Florida State-Florida game. Once again, I'm going to do a very abbreviated film review, just some of the major plays in this football game. It was a sloppy game. It was one that you expected from two teams that were 5-6 coming into it, but Florida did come out with a win, which we will take. And on the opening kickoff here, Florida State's kicker is going to actually kick the ball, which is going to loom large, of course, for the future. But there he is kicking the ball. We get a classic touchback start. When will the kickoff go away? I don't know. Hopefully soon. Sort of a meaningless play in college football for the most part. Emory Jones, of course, got the start at quarterback. He was injured. He still gets the start. I'm not going to say anything more than that. You already know how I feel about it. And we're off and running here in the first quarter on 3rd down and 9. A little out and up here from Kamori Gamble. He's going to beat his man up the sideline. There's the out right there. You can see his helmet. He's going to turn to the up. And because this corner puts his eyes into the backfield playing man defense, which is a big no-no, you do not want to do that if you're playing man defense. Your eyes cannot be in the backfield. They need to be on your man. Critical mistake there. That's going to allow Emory to do what he does best, which is throw a fadeaway, leaning backwards, which is going to cause his throw to be short. And again, here's your hitch route. Chest facing back, helmet facing back. You'd much rather have this ball out here, where he's running full speed into the end zone, a reward for his out and up route that was run well. Instead, Gamble's going to make a nice catch just in front of the hand here. Good catch. And he's going to fend off the defender once and then twice there with a grab and finish this play into the end zone. So Florida gets off and running, up 7-0 early. Obviously, first read play by Emory. Ball gets there. We'll take a touchdown. But again, indicative of why Emory has struggled all year long in college football. The ball placement's not there. The mechanics are not there. And it's going to cost him later on in this football game. 3rd down for Florida State. 7-0 Florida. Mackenzie Milton in the game here. Of course, a great story for him coming back, playing with that gruesome leg injury. Good to see him, and he only got a couple of snaps in this game, and this is going to be one he definitely wants back. Again, 3rd and 7. We're going to roll this out to the left. We're going to catch Florida in the exact wrong play, bringing pressure from the weak side. The play is going to go to the strong side, and Mackenzie Milton, nice clean pocket here. He's got 2 blockers, nobody in his face. This should be an easy throw, but bad mechanics will get you in trouble. Rather than setting his feet here, rather than setting his feet and squaring up to his target, which he could have, he chooses to throw wide open with his hips open, and he is going to airmail. There are 2 receivers here who are wide open, and I'll show you Mackenzie's view in a second. He's going to airmail an easy, here's your line for conversion, an easy 1st down conversion there, and instead it becomes a pick to Rashad Torrance. So is this good defense by Florida? Nope, certainly isn't. You got 2 wide open receivers well across the 1st down marker, no one anywhere near him. You have no pressure in the backfield, and you wind up getting an interception. This is a classic terrible play by Florida State. Again, both teams were willing to give the other team plays, and they certainly, Mackenzie Milton there certainly gives one to Florida. Here's a look at his view right here. We're going to roll out play side to the strong side, and right now, I mean, you got everything you want, right? You got tons of time. You're moving Valentino over here. He just needs to set his feet and make this throw to the receiver. You can see he's got 2 of them that are wide open right here. Either one of these can be a completion if he wants it. Either one here or here. And he is just going to set his feet and get anxious. Again, watch how quickly he rushes this throw, right? He's going to step up here. He's going to throw sidearm through this window. He's rushing this throw. He's not comfortable. He's coming in cold, which of course does not help him. This ball just, I mean, that is an incredible sail, right? It's a good 5-6 yards over the receiver's head. And that goes for an easy pick for Torrance and a turnover for Florida State. So immediately after the turnover, Emory Jones does not want Mackenzie Milton to feel bad, so he's going to turn the ball over on his own. Flea flicker here. A little bit too much depth on this flea flicker, if you ask me. You'd rather see this be at about 3 yards. You want this toss to get there quicker. This takes too long, too far. Timing's a little bit off. Now we've got a slide in the pocket. This is a proper slide in the pocket here by Emory Jones. Keep your eyes downfield, which he does. He climbs the pocket, attempts to reset. And unfortunately for Emory, he's about to get hit. Now, this is the classic situation where this play's timing is just a little off. Again, if this throw is shorter, if Emory's not as far back as he is, he catches the ball here and he steps into this pocket. The timing of this play is what throws this off. He does have an open receiver. He sees it. He wants it. Unfortunately, he's being hit when this happens. And that's going to throw his throw way off and an easy interception for Florida State going the other way. I'll give you a better look at this here as we just blitz through all this stuff. Nice look at the swamp, by the way. Beautiful day for football if you were there on Saturday. Really, really nice. And now here's the look you want to see, which is the all-22 look. There's your flea flicker. Now look, had he been where he should have been here, right, he's going to take 1 or 2 steps vertically up the field, and he's going to drill the ball right in here or over here with the hitch route. He's got a post route. He's got a hitch route. Easy read. His eyes are there. Everything you want. This play is going to work. It's going to work, but because the timing is off right now, the ball should already be thrown. Right now, the ball should be coming out into this window. You can see your comeback there, your post there. You could throw either one that he wants, but because Emory is now stepping up, he's off of the mark on the flea flicker. That's why the details are everything in football. He's off on the mark. He's got to climb 2 steps further. He does climb, and now when he's ready to throw, now right here, he's winding up and getting ready to release the ball. Now we've got a safety that recognizes where the ball's going. We have space here. The underneath defender is going to go ahead and peel out here to the out route. Either one of these throws could have been made, of course, but he's under duress. And because of that duress, he's going to wind up getting hit right there. And that's going to send that ball way off target, nowhere near the intended receiver. And that's going to be an easy interception. Again, football is such a great game because of how much these details matter. If you get the play exactly correct and everything goes in your favor, you'll be in good shape. If you do things just a bit wrong here, if your drop is just too big on the flea flicker, then you wind up being unable to climb into the pocket that would have been there to get your timing right. Everything goes wrong for you, and you wind up with your first interception of the day. There's a look at Anthony Richardson, who had his helmet on, was ready to play. He got 1 snap early on, then was out for most of the game. Florida, again, still winning 7-0, and now we're going to see Emory Jones' second pick of the game. I had said on film review every single week, it surprised me that teams were not playing the hitch routes. Emory wants to throw more. Well, Florida State does it perfectly here. The bottom of your screen, you've got man-to-man with Copeland. He is going to win on his hitch, and he's going to be open for that hitch. And you've got a robber defender here whose job is to do 2 things. One, he's going to buzz into this area here to make sure he's covering the running back out of the backfield, but he's also going to read Emory's eyes, and he knows he likes that hitch. They've seen this on film a million times. It's a combination Florida likes to run, and right away we can see that Emory is just looking at the hitch. He has his eyes up. He's seeing both the running back out of the backfield as well as Emory's eyes. There's Pierce, and now he knows Pierce's head is around. Emory's head is still on the hitch. Watch the helmet here. Quick identification. Where is Emory looking? This is really good defense, by the way. Where is Emory looking? Pierce also looking for the ball here. Okay, he's not looking at me because Emory is he is staring at this hitch route, which means Emory hasn't seen this guy since pre-snap. He just never, ever sees him. He just assumes automatically he's going to go take Pierce out. That is not what happened. He sits on this hitch route and makes a really, really nice pick. Now, again, this is an excellent play. As much as obviously Emory does this stuff, I don't want to take away from this play here. This is perfect linebackering. You cannot teach this any better. He flows out perfectly, as we talked about. You saw everything I showed you. Snap the head around. Where's the ball going? Drop right back into the lane. Open up the hips. Get yourself a pick. Really, really nice play. Of course, all made possible by, again, the poor mechanics and technique that Emory Jones has, which just did not get better all year long. It really does truly surprise me. He's been in the program this long, and he has such poor quarterbacking fundamentals. I don't know any other way to say it. It's just surprising for a guy who's been trained as many years as he has been to be where he is. Obviously, I hope better things from him in the future. As I've said before, I think he'd be better off stepping down a level of competition and attempting to play a game where he can improve these fundamentals, improve his technique, and play against lesser competition, which is not going to punish him so egregiously for mistakes that are made. First in goal for Florida State, we've talked about Florida's gap control issues, linebacker-wise, defensive line, which at one point in time was solid, and as the year went on, just got worse and worse, which is not what you want to see. Here we have Cox. Cox tends to be a criminal offender of this, as he'll over-pursue. Here he actually does a fine job. You're going to see him peel himself back into the play, but Valentino goes absolutely rogue. I have no idea where he thinks he's going, but just watch him. On his own accord, I don't know. It's hard to explain where he thinks he's going here. He loses his gap entirely. Again, if you're not familiar with gap control, in pass rush, we want to make sure that we're in our lanes, right? We're in these lanes here. So essentially, we can control these gaps. So if the quarterback wants to escape somewhere, we can collapse on it and make a tackle. You do not want to just void your gap, leaving a massive hole for the quarterback to go through if no one is open, which is precisely what happens. I have no idea. Again, Valentino is doing this on his own. He's just leaving his gap, leaves the B gap wide open. You see Cox actually comes back. If Valentino's in his gap, it's a sack right here. So Cox is fine there. Valentino's gone. Now here comes Hopper, who recognizes what's going on. He's dropping in coverage, heads up. He's got a gap. I'm coming downhill. He's got a chance to make a tackle, and he misses. He's right there, a very sure tackler, had an excellent game again. A guy who we talked about on film and how the film never lies. You've seen Hopper be such a good player for Florida. It's great that he's playing full-time. He's helping this defense. Also frustrated with himself right here. He's going to pound the ground. I love this about Hopper. Any tackle he misses, he's personally accountable and frustrated for, and that's a walk-in touchdown. But at the end of the day, this all happens because Antonio just voids his gap, which allows for that to be a walk-in touchdown for Florida State, tying the game 7-7. After a long drive down the field, and I mean long 15-play drive, just slowly moving the ball down the football field, trying to get some points here before halftime, Emory Jones is going to throw a very, very bad interception here, number 3. And what we're going to have is his favorite route combo, one we saw earlier, except a little wrinkle. So Whittemore is going to run a skinny post in here called a bang post. And then you're going to have Malik Davis come out of the backfield. So again, the same action we saw him throw an interception on before, except it's not a hitch from Whittemore. It's actually, again, that kind of bang post ball needs to be thrown vertically into the window. This defender here, going to read Emory's eyes. He's going to flow with the running back in the flat. And you can't see him on your screen, but that's what happens, I promise. There's your running back, sorry. There he is, coming out on the flat. There's Malik Davis. He's your check down. Now Emory Jones, let's watch his eyes here. He's just staring. Again, look at his helmet. I mean, he's just been looking at this play for a very, very long time. And he's dreaming of throwing a hitch route. That's what he's dreaming of, right? I told you that Whittemore is running kind of this bang post in here. Here's your defender that floated across. He was not in the play. He does have a window. Emory throws this ball on time. He has a window here to the back of the end zone on that bang post. The defender, who you now see is coming across, and I'm not showing you the all-22 so you can't see it, unfortunately, but the defender who's coming across had outside leverage, giving Emory Jones this throw for a touchdown right here. That ball was there. It's easy. Throw it on time instead. He throws it soft. He throws a hitch. We can see Whittemore is turning around. It's not the route that Whittemore was running. Whittemore just before this was facing this part of the end zone. He turns around. This ball's underthrown. He's throwing a hitch and not that route. That's an easy pick coming across the formation here. There it is. And he's going to wisely get himself down before the end zone for a nice, easy pick. Now, they're not going to get a great look here. This is a great crowd shot here, though. Take a look. Poor Emory. Again, I feel bad for Emory, as we've talked about. My job here is to chronicle what's on film and give you, as best I can, an unbiased assessment. Of course, I'm a human. You start to believe in your own kind of analysis, but in general, Emory tries his best. He just doesn't have it. He's not there technique-wise, fundamental-wise. He needs to spend the offseason, again, really drilling into this stuff. And I mean, you get some great Florida fan shots here. I mean, what is happening? What is he doing? Right? And then my personal favorite right here. I mean, this guy is winning the day. The Pit Vipers, right? Let's go. Bring the Pit Vipers back. Are they authentic from the 80s? No. So we'll dock you points there, but nice look. Camo jersey. I mean, just absolutely killing it. The mullet and the stash. I mean, this dude is on fire, right? We should do a full breakdown analysis of him. But Surrender Cobering, Another surrender cobra. We can't believe it. I'm on camera now. I'm happier. I'm going to middle finger here, Florida State. I mean, there's just a lot of things going on here that represent kind of Florida's football season. But as Emory Jones goes back to the sideline, let's watch his eyes. Just focus on his eyes here. This is the snap. Again, he's just caught the snap. Look at where his eyes are. Let's watch this. Look at this. They just never leave this route. And there's the casual, poor fundamental, no finish throw. And look at Whittemore. Again, now you can see it, right? When Whittemore enters your screen, she's only turning around already because he knows the ball is not thrown well. His body was facing this way. And so now here comes the ball. And Whittemore is, this ball's way behind him. Here comes the defender behind. You can imagine that the window is here where I told you it was. And that's just an easy pick. And that's horrible. I mean, the bottom line is it is what it is. It's horrible. And you would think that perhaps merited a change of quarterback. It did not merit a change of quarterback. All right, 2nd and 8. It's the second half. Emory Jones still in despite the struggles. And now we are going to have him pulled out with this post route to Copeland. Copeland was in the slot, running this route here in the soft spot of the zone, dropping linebacker in between the safety. Emory is going to throw this ball late, and he's going to peg him in the helmet. Right here, bonk, right in the helmet. Thankfully, no one's there to pick that off. Copeland's body language obviously says a lot here. I mean, he's like, really? Come on, man. I need better from you. I'm out here running routes. I got to get the ball. It's just not happening. Again, unfortunately for Emory, he's trying. It's not happening. It's not working out. And there you have it. Emory Jones gets pulled for Anthony Richardson. All right, here is a look at the All-22 of the play we just saw. I'm going to show you this one on the All-22 because I feel like sneaking one in. At any rate, it's also a good example of timing, which we've talked about a lot, right? So Florida State's going to bring their free safety down here to rob the Whittemore route. Emory Jones is going to make the proper read, which is here for Copeland. Now look at how open Copeland is right now. You see this space, and Emory is looking at it. And this is what's interesting about Emory and guys in general who do not want to throw the ball to grass. If you don't want to throw the ball into openings, you're just not comfortable throwing the football on time. He wants to wait. See how long he's waiting? This ball should already be out, but he wants to wait until right then he can see his helmet. And now he feels more comfortable. He's going to try to throw it right to his body, which is what he's going to do. He's going to turn it into a hitch route. You can see that Copeland is now going to turn all the way around. It becomes essentially a hitch route. The ball's late. It's not delivered well. But this is a wide open pass. I want you to play quarterback here. Take your snap. Your foot's going to hit right here. Load this foot. That's good timing. And now you're going to climb one step, and you're going to drive this throw right now. Ball's in here. If you throw this ball really, really well, it's a touchdown, right? If you're an elite quarterback, you're Aaron Rodgers, you're in the NFL, you're throwing dimes, this ball's going to come right here. It's going to come right over his head, and we're going to score a touchdown because this is everything that you want, right? Instead, he's going to wait a long time. He's going to lose his opening. This linebacker does a nice job. He does a nice job to get back, but drills him right in the head, and you lose yourself an easy, easy gain on 2nd down and long. Anthony Richardson in the game now, 3rd and 8, coming in cold off the bench. Tough situation, 7-7 game. Florida State elected to play a lot of max pass defense, or sub-max, I guess. In this case, they're going to drop 7 and not 8. They're still going to bring 4. But unlike other teams that have had success against Florida and even Richardson, where they've tried to bring extra pressure or they've at least had someone spy, Florida State wanted to play pass defense. I think in this case, largely because AR had just come in on a quick change. They're still sort of using their Emory Jones plan here. Florida's going to win on several accounts. One, Gamble's going to win on the same out and up route again. He's going to turn his head around just like he was before, and he's gone. Okay, that's one. But we can't look at that because we got pressure here on Garage. Again, Florida's offensive line in this game was not good at all. Beat right here on the edge, but I want you to watch Richardson, something I've chronicled every time I've watched him play. Watch his helmet. Focus on his helmet. Drive off this plant leg. Notice he's moving forward. This is perfect pocket presence. Feel the pressure. He's not looking at it. He's not looking here. Feel the pressure. Drive off your plant leg. Clear into space. Helmet still upfield. He's now looking at his potential targets. He's not looking at the line. Roll out. Set your feet. Drive forward. Notice how he's finishing forward towards his throw. And hit a wide open Copeland. Copeland got open, just running a simple dig route here. He's going to peel off. This is your buzz defender. He's going to buzz here to the outside. There's your dropper. Perfect route for this defense. Easy throw and completion on 3rd and 8. Right strike, right to him, right on time. Easy first down, right cold off the bench. Great technique, great fundamentals. Nice ball, good completion. Anthony Richardson would play quarterback for the rest of this football game, which in large part was why Florida, of course, won the game. All right, 3rd and goal for Florida and Richardson. This is an absolute dime. Television is not going to do it justice. You're going to get a route over the top of the end zone here, just a deep out route on the end zone line. Richardson, good technique, eyes up, finds the zone, and all you see on your camera is this right here. I mean, that is a weighted ball. Look at the precision of where this ball is delivered on the dropper, right in the hands of Shorter. Really should have caught it clean. He winds up coming down with it for the touchdown. And if that's all you saw, that's great. But let's look at just how good this was with the all-22 view. All right, here's the play from the angle where you can actually see how good this is, and this is so good. All right, here's your route. You're just going to get a little high-low concept here. Whittemore's going to run this little kind of a hitch screen. You're going to get an underneath route here, and then you have Shorter going to the deep part. You can see Richardson is processing this entire view right now, and obviously if you're the quarterback, the information you see is that this is where the ball needs to be thrown. This is the empty part of the end zone where Shorter is going. He's going to see this ball right on time. It's going to come out. Confident throw. This is a really nice play, by the way, here. He's coming down to help on Gamble, coming across. He's now going to peel back, drop back into the zone. Of course, Richardson is going to take a hit as soon as he throws this, which is pretty classic of Florida in general. And there's DeLance doing his job as he typically did. Really just brutal game for him. And an end cap to just a not great season from DeLance and a not great career, unfortunately, but it's not his fault. If he's out there playing every time because the coaches put him there, he's doing his best. Obviously, Florida just in an O-line, but not his best look. Either way, this ball is perfect. I mean, look at this ball. Look at this ball all the way into Shorter as he's getting hit back here. And again, all of this occurs because of the timing. I want you to watch the timing now. I'm not going to mark the screen at all. You know what to look for. You're playing quarterback. I want you to just take this in, catch our snap, open up, look at our read window. Okay, my underneath is covered. Here's my read player. My conflict defender is right here. He's leaning in and down. I lied, by the way. I put a diagram on the screen. I'm sorry. He sees his leverage is leaning that way and makes his decision right there. I know where I'm going with the football. Bang. Ball's got to go high and outside. Perfect. You can't throw that on a line. He can't just choose to bullet this pass in there. It's not going to work. It's got to be high, float over the dropper, where only my guy can catch it. Back of the end zone. Absolute dime. That's a great, great throw. It's one of the reasons why I talk so much about Richardson having such a high ceiling. There are very few college quarterbacks that would make that throw at the right time with that look in that situation and be able to even hit that. So will there be volatility? Yes. But how many guys have that ceiling? Not many. And that's why I continue to be very excited about his future. That is an extremely high-level throw, right on time, in the right window, in the right spot, after the right read. That's just fantastic. All right, 2nd down for Florida State in the 3rd quarter. When you have a quarterback like Jordan Travis, who's just very limited as a thrower, you try to find opportunities with some gimmicky formations, which you see here. Florida State ran this quad formation 7 or 8 times in this football game, and it's truly a gimmicky formation. It's obviously limited what you can do with it, but what it does do in this case is get them a one-on-one opportunity to the wide side of the field here. Wide side of the field, plenty of space. The safety can't help. Inside the numbers. This is just a tough play for a corner. It's also a far side throw for a quarterback, which is not super likely, and it can result in interceptions, which is what happens, which is why you don't see a lot of good football teams run go routes from the far hash. That's a tough throw and a good corner, which you're going to see Marshall do here perfectly. Stays on top of this route. He's on top of it. Notice the separation. There isn't any. He's on top of it, and now he turns back. And because this ball is coming from the far hash, the trajectory is coming in favor of Marshall. If we're throwing the ball from here, we can put this over the shoulder where it's not in favor of Marshall. Again, you just don't see these kind of plays called very often. or thrown when you have this kind of coverage. But with Florida State, they're trying to manufacture kind of jump ball 50-50 plays. Marshall does a great job getting himself in position here. Like we talked about, this ball's favorably coming towards his body. He actually has the leverage here because of where the throw is coming from. He uses it, makes a great pick. Can we know for sure if he picked it? No, we can't. But you know what? Evidence can't confirm it one way or the other. They're going to give it to Marshall, sort of a Jabbar Gaffney-esque versus Tennessee time to hold the football. Either way, great play, Marshall, a guy who got better and better every game. A guy who's going to be an excellent corner at Florida. Really, really nice play there. So something we've been calling for in the podcast for a long time is not only Anthony Richardson, but also for Pierce to get way more carries. And for the first time really in his Florida career, we saw them go NFL mode here on this drive in the fourth quarter, finally, right? Late third, early fourth, where Pierce got the ball basically every single time on this drive. And he finishes it off here with what's going to not be a touchdown, but just such good vision again. Play is designed to come out here. Florida State's going to be on that. He's going to wind up cutting back on his own, finding himself a lane, and then he's going to do the rest from here. Right there, we're shrugging off a tackle. We're losing our helmet. We're going to finish this play. I don't care if my helmet's off. I'm finishing. I'm running through people. I mean, just look at this. Such an absolutely great runner, a great Gator. The guy's been committed every single step of the way. I love this guy. I mean, he's what you want on your college football team. He plays hard every single game. He plays hard in all three phases of the game. Just an absolute consummate football player. Of course, I wish we would have used him more. I wish he would have gotten more carries like he got on this drive. I wish we would have rode him more. But just look at this effort. Again, helmet gets taken clean off. Doesn't care. He is hunting for the end zone. He gets in the end zone. I mean, the guy just runs so well. On most advanced stats, the best running back in the country when it comes to broken tackle rate and several other things. Great pass catcher. I think he's got a future ahead of himself in the NFL. But really just great stuff there. I mean, that's great stuff from Pierce. You got to love that. Good work. All right, a crucial 4th and goal for Florida here. I like that Florida goes for this, following by the rule of scores. A field goal does not put you up any additional score, so don't do it. Let's go for the score here. Your defense is playing well. And in this case, Florida State's going to just gift it to you. We talk a lot about numbers. Well, Florida State gets the numbers wrong here, right? Here's your center. So Florida with 2 here. Florida State with 2 here, leaving a 2-on-2. And if the ball gets handed to Pierce, it's 3-on-2. Let's see if that's what happens. There it is. No trickery. Florida just simply going to run it right here, right? Right here through the tackle guard gap. There it is. Braun's going to come out here. There's Garage. Come right on through here. As easy can be through the B gap. Pierce going to walk in and finish this. 3-on-2. Doesn't need to hit anyone. Emphatic Gator chomp. Absolutely love it. Clean, nice, simple, capping off the all-Pierce drive. At 24-7, this game is not over. Florida's defense has, in recent weeks, of course, gone from struggling mightily to struggling towards the end of games to playing better at times. But in this case, you've got Derek Wingo, number 15 here, playing linebacker. Just like what Missouri did, teams wanted to, throughout the game, move Hopper. Florida's much better interior run-stopping defender out here against pass coverage, where he's also good. And that leaves Derek Wingo essentially as the 5th man in the box and the run stopper here. And what you're going to see is just a really poor gap fit from Florida in general. And here is what is important. If you are Wingo, you have to scrape across this line. Let's look. He's just going to shoot the B gap hard, right? Nothing trickery here. Slide over. This is where you want to go. They get a great kick out block here. And Florida, as we've seen before, with 2 defenders stuck in no man's land. Now Bernie's doing the right thing. He's edge defending here, but this has got to be your play. You have to win this, Wingo. You cannot wait. You know this is you here. You got to fly across there and get that done, but he's setting up here. He's slowing down. Why, we don't know. You got to fill that gap late, and he doesn't actually even touch him. Doesn't even touch him. Straight into the end zone. So again, if you're looking at this here and you're Florida, count the numbers. 1, 2, 3. Florida with 1, 2, and maybe 3, the third being a dropper, right? Let's watch. This is just too easy. Florida State now is going to be a clean 1, 2, 3 on 3. This is your unblocked man. You have to get there, especially with this kind of kick out block. That's a great block. That's what sets the play up, but you have to fill this. Simply come across and fill this. That's what you got to do. He stops early in the wrong gap, and that allows for a touchdown. Florida's gap control has been disastrous. They seemingly don't understand the concept at times, and it leads to easy touchdowns like this one. 2nd and goal for Florida State. Florida State's going to score a touchdown on this play and trigger yet another review, of which there were seemingly a gazillion in the second half. It felt like it took forever. Florida actually has a good defense on here to stop this play, but they just mess up with their technique. We're going to go with, again, a play side rollout, something Florida State like to do. The strong side here. Roll out, give yourself 2 blockers, in this case 3, and only 2 routes. Again, you have to keep things simple. When your quarterbacks aren't very good, you have to really limit the field. On 2nd and goal, give them easy throws. Florida's taken this one away. This one should be taken away. You can see kind of blurs on your screen. Obviously, is where Florida is. That's Rashad Torrance here on the inside, and that's Bernie on the outside, and that is going to be caught and high pointed. You can't see much from this view. I'll show you one in a second, which goes for a touchdown upon further review from Florida State. We can see a better angle here. This is a nice angle of the catch of what happens, but here's why this play even occurs in the first place. And it all, where's the angle I want? And it all has to do with Rashad Torrance, which you're not going to see, I think. I thought you were going to see this. It's really not worth pulling up an all 22 view on it. I'll just describe it to you. I thought you were going to see it, and come on. There's RG3. It's great. I think you wanted Tim Tebow to be coach or something like that. All right, here we go. So on this play, you're going to see some blurs, but right here, as we're set up, right here, so Bernie does the right thing. Bernie's pretty much locked to his defender, and Torrance is the safety who's double teaming him. He's running a hitch, and he sits right here, and then he comes back to the ball. He works back to the ball when the initial play is not there. And Florida's defense does this sometimes. So you know if you're Torrance, you're 2-on-1ing him. Torrance actually just stops. He kind of just watches rather than engaging. At that point in time, you're no longer a zone defender. Your responsibility is the inside half of his body. Once the play is kind of coming to an end, you should close this down and lock onto him like you see Bernie doing. Had Torrance done that, he probably gets an interception coming downhill. Instead, Torrance was passive. He's had a nice season, a kind of a poor end to it, of course, if you followed us each week on Film Review. But either way here, he's close to the right position. This is a ball Torrance is going to want back, and he's going to want to make a play on it. Because, again, you're double teaming here. This should not get through. You have to deny this kind of hitch route. It's an easy route this kind of quarterback wants to throw. And you could have done that if you simply glued onto him once that route was stopped. But Torrance did not do that. And that's essentially what gives him, and you can see Torrance even back here at the back of this play. Bernie's up here in the front because he's playing downhill, aggressive, latched on. Torrance was not. And so Torrance gave him that window with his body positioning. That's what allows that to be a touchdown when it shouldn't be there. And you're going to see Torrance here. He should be up here, right? He should be playing this route aggressively. This ball's got to come out. Like you see Bernie. There's a cleat view, but you'll see Bernie challenging right here. That's Bernie. On the other side should have been Torrance, and he's not. You'll see Torrance right there. Right, so that's what happens with that play. That's why that play becomes a touchdown. It's a good coverage by Florida. They've taken away the sideline route that you see right here on the pylon cam. And this particular ball should also be taken away. Torrance just does not get the job done there. All right, so with that score, it's 24-21 with 44 seconds left, and we have ourselves a football game. If Florida State can just recover the onside kick, then perhaps they'll be in business. And here we go. Wait, did he do a step over? Did he hit? Was it the wind? That's weird. Is the game over? Of course, Whittemore right away knows the game is over because he watched it happen. He had a front row seat. And let's get our own front row seat. All of you already saw this on television. Mike Norvell says, hey, look, I just fell off the tee. Look, ball fell off the tee. Off the tee. Right? Come on. Off the tee. No way this guy just did this. Oh, yeah. Run it back. Come on, run it back. It's like you're playing pickup basketball. You just lost one. Run it back. I'm fine. Run it back. Let's run it back. I did not touch that football. Okay, we pretty much said you touched it. And guess what? We've got Super Zoom. We can see one of our 1 million reviews here. And here it is. Oh, I mean, did you touch it? Just a brush. Ever so slightly. I mean, it's kind of almost impossible to really tell until you see this view. It's like he's just giving that ball a fade. Kick were tiny anyway. But as you get these various looks of it, I mean, there it is, right? I mean, that ball is, he just barely touches it. It's just laughable because it's crazy to think that that's how this game ended. But it's a fitting ending. I think it was a fitting ending to the game. It was an ugly game. It was poorly played. There were a lot of bad things that happened. It wasn't something anybody wants to remember forever. But Florida gets the win. And that's really all any of us cared about. Because in a year like this one, you just want to make sure that you beat your arch rival. We beat them without a coach. We beat them with playing the wrong quarterback and a bunch of other things. But we still beat them, which has to feel good. So that's all for this week. Next week, I will return with a video breaking down the App State Louisiana championship game, giving you a look at Billy Napier and what they run on both offense and defense. Until then, I'm James from the Gator Nation Football Podcast. Enjoy championship week in college football.